Welcome to this explainer. If you've ever fired up Google Flow to create AI content, you've probably felt that initial wave of overwhelm. It's this incredibly powerful tool tied to your Google AI subscription, but man, the interface, the models, all those options, it can feel like a lot to take in at first glance. But hey, don't sweat it. Today, I'm going to walk you through a super straightforward path that makes mastering Google Flow not just simple, but highly cost-effective. We're going to bypass all that noise and focus on the most intentional, efficient way to bring your ideas to life.
Which brings us right to the big question of the day. What is the absolute most cost-effective way to actually use Google Flow? Because here's the reality. Every single time you hit that generate button, you're spending your credits. The real secret to maximizing this platform isn't just knowing which buttons to press. It's about mastering a specific workflow geared totally around saving your credits while still pumping out incredibly high-quality, cohesive scenes. And by the end of this explainer, you're going to know exactly how to do just that.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap. 1. The intentional AI workflow. 2. Crafting the perfect image. 3. Ensuring character consistency. 4. From image to video. 5. Stitching a cohesive scene. And 6. Managing your credits.
Starting right off with Section 1, the intentional AI workflow.
Okay, this right here is the core methodology of the platform. If you take absolutely nothing else away today, let it be this sequential three-step process. Step 1, you must always start by generating images. Step 2, animate those images into videos. And Step 3, stitch those video clips together into scenes. Why do we do it this way? Well, it's simple. Image generation is vastly cheaper than video generation. Actually, depending on the model you use, generating images can sometimes cost you literally 0 credits. If you jump straight into generating a video just to figure out what your character looks like, you are going to burn through your resources in a matter of minutes. By nailing the exact look in a free or cheap image first, you completely protect your workflow.
Moving on to Section 2, crafting the perfect image.
Let's actually put this into practice with a fun little case study. We're going to generate a cute cat named Oliver. So, we start in the main prompt box, select the 9:16 aspect ratio, and choose the Nano Banana 2 model. We tell it to output just 2 images to save resources, type in a cat, and hit generate. And boom! Because we use Nano Banana 2, this initial image generation actually cost us 0 credits. Awesome, right? We get this great image of a cat on a blue blanket. But let's say it's not quite perfect. This brings us to a really critical distinction in the Google Flow interface. If you want to change that blue blanket to an orange one, you do absolutely not go back down to the main prompt box. Using that main prompt box will just create a brand new separate image file. Instead, simply click directly on the generated image itself. That opens an edit field right there. You just type, change the blue blanket to orange, and submit. Flow seamlessly updates that exact same image, keeping your workspace totally clean and your workflow focused.
Which leads us to Section 3, ensuring character consistency.
So, the crucial point is, what happens when we want to take Oliver off that orange blanket and put him somewhere entirely different, without losing his unique look? This is where the magic of reference images comes into play. Instead of clicking the image to edit it like we just did, now we go down to the main prompt box. We click the little plus icon, which opens up all the media in our project. We select our perfected image of Oliver and click Add to Prompt. Now, Flow is actually using Oliver as a reference ingredient. We can simply type create an image of the same cat in a tree and hit send. Flow generates brand new images of our exact cat, but now he's hanging out outside in a tree. You can even click on that new image, edit it to make it winter, and suddenly our perfectly consistent character is sitting in a snowy tree. It's like a puzzle coming perfectly together.
All right, on to Section 4, from image to video.
I really want you to look at this number, 10. Generating just a 6-second video in Google Flow costs 10 credits. Remember earlier, when our image cost exactly 0, this drastic jump in cost is exactly why we spent our time getting the image of Oliver absolutely perfect for free before we ever even thought about touching the video button. We're definitely going to animate Oliver, but we're going to do it safely. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how we configured these specific settings to be as efficient as humanly possible. To animate Oliver safely, we head to the prompt box, click the plus icon, and add our perfect image of Oliver as an ingredient. We switch the menu from image to video and ensure we're locked into ingredients mode. Crucially, we match the aspect ratio to our original 9:16 image. We highly recommend setting the number of outputs to just one, again, saving those precious credits. And we select the Omni model, which is currently the absolute best for video. We set the length to 6 seconds, type our prompt, the cat rolls over on his back, and let it generate. And there you go, a perfect video of Oliver.
Moving right along to Section 5, stitching a cohesive scene.
Real storytelling requires multiple shots, right? Let's create a second clip to build a narrative. Say we generate a quick 6-second video in a totally fresh prompt box, no reference image this time, of a woman walking around her house looking for a cat. She looks under a table and says, "Are you under here? Come on, Oliver." "Oh, there you are." But wait, there's a problem. The AI just generated a totally random, incorrect cat at the very end of her clip. And this brilliantly illustrates the power of Flow's scene stitching. We literally do not need to waste credits regenerating that entire woman's clip just to fix that one split-second mistake. No way. We simply click Add Clip and select our perfected video of Oliver rolling on his back to create a combined timeline scene. Then, we edit the first clip right there on the timeline by dragging the trim handle to cut the video right before she finds the wrong cat. We might also trim the very beginning of Oliver's clip so he is already on his back when the camera cuts to him. Boom! We've just seamlessly stitched 2 distinct generations into one flawless narrative scene.
And finally, Section 6, managing your credits.
Everything we've discussed today ultimately brings us back to the reality of your wallet. Flow operates entirely on a credit system tied directly to your Google AI plan. A Pro plan gives you 1,000 credits a month, while the $100 Ultra plan gives you 10,000. And you can always check your balance and history by clicking your plan type up in the top right corner. Now, 1,000 credits sounds like a lot, right? But at 10 credits a pop for every 6-second video attempt, it vanishes incredibly fast if you're just guessing and checking with those video models.
To summarize the absolute core takeaway of this entire explainer, you always want to start with creating images. Get the look, the character, and the environment dialed in perfectly using the cheaper or literally free image models. Only when you are completely satisfied do you feed that image into the video generator as a reference ingredient and finally stitch those video outputs into a cohesive scene. Mastering this exact sequence is for sure your ultimate defense against wasting your monthly allowance. You are no longer navigating Google Flow blindly. You've got the exact intentional workflow to produce high-quality, perfectly consistent content without breaking the bank. So, I'll leave you with this. Now that you know the secret, what cohesive scene will you intentionally build first? Dive in, protect your credits, and have an absolute blast creating.